Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's edition of What the Health Just Happened, where we talk about all things healthcare. The good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, and everything in between. We also bring on a variety of business owners, community advocates, and nonprofits to talk about all things life, healthy and not healthy. How'd we do? Good intro?
Perfect.
Nailed it, right? Today, look, I'm excited because I would call you a friend.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Heavy on the nonprofit side.
Yes.
Just a good human being, I think.
Oh, thank you.
I should mention who this is, by the way.
Okay.
This is Tori Murphy. Proud mom.
Very.
Incredible mom.
Oh, love the show already.
Proud wife. Incredible wife also, right?
Like him a lot.
But also the founder of Prom Series. That's what we're going to talk about today is Prom Series. This nonprofit you started. I got to read the mission and we're just going to dive right in.
Let's do it.
The mission is to curate a once-in-a-lifetime experience for teen girls in foster care to build self-confidence and worth. They strive to positively impact her life by providing the big league experience. We're talking about the big league stuff a little bit too.
Yeah.
So Prom Series.
Yes.
What is it?
Okay.
What do you do? How did this come out? We'll start there. What is Prom Series? Because I love it. I know about it. It's a rhetorical question.
Prom Series is a nonprofit I started in 2019, and our goal is it started with the prom. I was a high school teacher, and I knew prom was like a rite of passage, and girls just love it. And so Daniel, my husband, played baseball for 12 years, and I was at a charity meeting, and I kind of just raised my hand with this idea. And I said, hey, if you give me a suite at one of the games, one of his baseball games, I will turn it into a dress store and let teens in need come shopping for their dress. And then the wives of the girlfriends of the players of the team would be their personal shoppers. And someone said yes. The guy said yes. I got a suite and I turned it into a dress store.
Which stadium was this?
This was Coors Field out in Denver.
Coors,
yep.
Well, they said Coors.
No, right? It's Coors.
Coors, yeah.
Yeah, it's
like
Coors.
the beer. Okay.
Like yes.
So, and again, we're going to dive deep into this. I'm not going to butcher it with my description of it.
No.
So you had this idea. You were a public school teacher?
Yes.
What ages were you teaching?
6 through 12.
6 through 12. And husband, again, without mentioning names, if you live in Jacksonville, you probably know who your husband is and his big league career. Say it again. So someone asked for a volunteer opportunity. You just raised your hand and said, let me do
before the season starts, all the wives sit in a room and they're like, what charities are we going to do this year? And I was like,
Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball.
All the players' wives are sitting in a room.
Hanging out. Yep. The Rockies who work at the field, they're all sitting there and they're like, hey, do you guys have any ideas of what charities you want to work with this year? And I had nothing. So I kind of just raised my hand and I was like, I have an idea. And they were like, what do you want to do? And I just said it. I said, just give me a suite. And everyone had prepared me that the Rockies were going to say no. They're like, they do not say yes. And I'll never forget, the guy said, all right, I'll give you a shot. And I was like, okay, great. He's like, have you done this before? And I was like, yeah, no.
But you hadn't done it before.
Never.
See, that I love that too. It's like, I've not done this, but I'm going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out. So he gave me a date, and it was April 11th. And he's like, all right, I'll give you a suite April 11th. And I was like, he's like, do you have the teens lined up that you want to bring into shop? And I'm like, yeah, totally.
You ever do this before?
No.
Where you just like say, hey, I'll figure this out as we go.
I got it. No teens, no dress store, nothing. And I looked at the date and I had 8 days. And I just started
to prep for the event?
To do the whole thing.
When you raised your hand, this all started in 2019.
Yes.
You raise your hand.
Yes.
And you have 8 days to prep for this event.
8 days to pull it off. Yeah.
Okay.
And and literally at the time, I mean, the kids were young, right? So I just called during nap time. I remember
Your kids.
My kids,
Correct.
were young. And they were taking a nap. And I'm like, all right, you got 8 days. And I started calling, like literally cold calling people. And the first dress store I called, they were like, there's no way you're going to figure this out. And I was like, all right, that's not my dress store.
Says you.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
I'm going to rewind a little bit here. So the public school teaching stuff too, I think is relevant.
Yeah.
Right? You see different aspects of life where our kids go to school. It's a little different environment.
Yeah.
Did you have any ties to foster care? Were you familiar with how the system works?
Okay, like if you look back, it's wild how things like all come together. There was one time, there was a group of kids. We were at a super lower income school and a group of kids show up. There's 3 of them. And I looked out and they were really tight knit. And I was like, who are these kids? Like, why are they here? Like, what's with the school? And I remember a girl said, one of the teachers was like, oh, those kids are in foster care. They're just going to be here for a week before they place them somewhere out. And it always stuck with me, just like watching them and interacting. And that's kind of, that's just where it started. Like it really just...
You naturally gravitated
Yeah.
towards those kids.
They're so protective of each other. And I was like, I can't even imagine that life, like, or what that is like. And I had to know more.
Yeah.
And it just kept pulling me in. And then doing the first event where I knew this was it, like this was the idea I wanted to do. The Rockies, so 8 days, it happens. I find a dress store, I find teenagers, I find a lot of the wives on the team took off with the idea. Like the wives on the team got the hair and makeup and the goodie bags and like everything. They just kept stacking this event. And I had 35 teenagers show up.
Okay, I got to write that number down
Okay.
to go back to it. Because a part of me wants to dive into
Yeah.
foster care in the United States and Florida.
All of it.
That's a whole different topic. But
Yeah.
really put a spotlight on Prom Series, by the way. I'm going to sip my fancy
Okay,
water.
yeah,
See
yeah.
this
I
guy?
know, you're like way more prepared than me.
Which is funny because I'm never prepared.
Dang it. Okay.
Prom Series specifically. So
Yeah.
the foster system, good, bad, or indifferent, teenage girls in the foster system.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Their chances of getting adopted at that stage in life significantly lower.
Way lower.
You said a line that I love.
Mm-hmm.
Prom is a rite of passage.
Yeah.
So anyone who's gone to a high school, sometimes I like when Trey chimes in. Did you go to prom?
Oh, yeah, man.
Do you remember it?
I feel bad that kids don't go and do proms like they used to.
I mean-
because it's good memories. First
Yeah.
girlfriend, first
Yeah.
boyfriend. Yeah.
Wait, so do they not do proms now?
I mean, I have
COVID
not.
wise,
I
but-
feel like it was more like you definitely were going to go when we were younger, and now I think there's so many factors with it, like if you're going to go or not. But they're having them. I just I know that
Our
if
kids
you
are
were
too young. We don't know yet. We'll see in a
right,
little bit.
I know they're in. If you're in foster care, the dress alone is so expensive that like it's a luxury. It's not just like a given thing, and so
Let's go back to that too.
Yeah.
The prom. So the first event, you have 8 days,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to put on this experience for teenage girls in the foster system.
Yeah.
35. That's a lot. That's not a small number.
I honestly don't know how it happened. Like
Magic.
now knowing, like honestly, like
But
the Lord
so,
was with
so
that.
you
Like,
so you
because
bring
it doesn't
in
make sense.
these girls in different markets, and we'll talk about different
Yeah.
locations you've done it in 2024. What that looks like.
Yeah.
You're giving them this experience of new dresses, right? It's not
Yeah.
hand-me-downs. That's a big deal.
No,
you say.
it's a big deal because a lot of times kids in foster care don't have many choices. They're told where to go, and not hand-me-downs are great, right? But I think to have a brand new tag on it that they get to choose what dress it is and they get to choose how beautiful they feel in it, like it's a big
I got
deal.
chills, by
I've
the way.
seen their faces because that first event when I knew there wasn't even enough dressing rooms. Like the Rockies made shift these dressing rooms, which I didn't even think about that, right? Like in my head, I was like, oh yeah, they'll change somewhere. But
They're putting on
full-blown gowns.
prom dresses,
Full gowns.
which if you know, like again,
It's a process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a process. And we halfway through the night, they took over a public restroom on the suite level. Like they literally just were bringing
geez.
girls into this restroom, and I will never forget walking in the bathroom. There's like a broom closet in front of me. One of the wives is like holding up 2 gowns, and I can see like just ahead, like the girl's changing behind her. And she goes, "All right, I have it on." And all the women in the bathroom turn. She comes out, and they're like, "You're so beautiful. That's your color." I mean, the compliments are going. And to see her face that she believed it, glowing, and she believed the compliments because she never saw herself in the mirror. Like she was just beside herself. Just doing it. And I was like, that's it right there.
These events too. So the prom series, and then we'll talk, I want to talk about the back to school stuff.
Yeah.
The time's gonna fly by.
What?
We're gonna run out of time. Makeup's part of it. Hair.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
getting them.
Yeah.
Head to toe,
Right.
just ready to conquer the world.
Yes. And a lot of times, because people always say, are they going to prom right after? And I'm like, no, you're missing it because it's so much more than the dress. And somebody, a foster mom, wrote me an email after, which this is the part where I get like emotional about it. She was like,
I hope you cry. I like when people cry on the show.
I'm going to, we'll see. She goes, she never took the dress off because it was like watching a 3-year-old little girl who didn't get to play dress up. And she went home in the dress and she wore the dress. So like, it's just more than the prom dress itself. So that's my fave.
My ties and experience to this. So my wife has volunteered a couple things.
Oh yeah, your wife is like yeah.
You can
She's
say whatever you want.
helped.
She's
the
never
best.
listened to a single one of these shows.
Well,
by the way.
she's
I
gonna
love
listen
that
to this
I
one.
promise you she'll listen to this
Yes,
one.
she will.
So she comes back just like thrilled
Yeah.
and exhausted because the
Oh, both.
volunteers, the people,
Yeah.
you're grinding.
Oh, it's work. Yeah.
and again, I am a sports fan. This is in a baseball stadium, right?
Yeah.
It is a cool location.
Yeah.
And sometimes I know you've done, I wrote down a couple spots. You had Baltimore, Colorado, Arizona, New York, Seattle. That's the back to school stuff.
Back to school stuff, yeah. But it's still the whole experience.
The one time you did a baseball game also. Is that every time you watch a baseball game afterwards?
Yeah, we always do it around. They always get to see the game, which is super cool because even that first event, I didn't even realize this after, it got a chance for the foster dads to get involved, like because they got to watch the baseball game. So it was just such a cool experience. Like I remember the dad came and he was so excited to bring her because he got to watch the baseball game. And then I remember the foster,
he was also excited about it.
Right? Like he was pumped. And he was like, yeah, I'll totally watch this game while you're going to look at dresses. But when she came out in her dress, he came in the suite and he was like, oh my gosh, we got to send pictures to your mom. And like, it was a chance for them to connect. And I got to see that too.
That's so special.
Yeah, it was really...
So that was 2019.
That was 2019.
8 days, pulled it off.
8 days, yeah.
And then 2020, something happened. What was it?
Yeah, right.
Oh, COVID.
Boom.
Yeah. So you
Right there.
have this idea that you put together quickly, which is super cool.
Thanks.
And then 2020.
Then 2020
So the
slams
world
it.
shuts down.
Yeah, done.
No one's going to stadiums,
Nowhere.
arenas, or anything.
Yeah.
Then you created the back to school part.
Yeah. And so then I was just home. And we were supposed to do 5 prom events in 2020. And so that obviously didn't happen. But I was home and just getting my kids ready for school. Like I thought we were going to go to school in August. And I thought, man, everyone loves to have a brand new outfit to go back to school in. And so I was like
the swag, new
the swag,
shirt, new pants,
like
new
new
shoes,
jeans. You need
new
that.
haircut.
Right.
Yeah.
I learned that. Yeah.
I bought my oldest son the ugliest shoes he wanted, but I got them for him.
the
Well,
red
Steph
and
did.
the red and teal ones.
They're so
That's
they're
okay.
LeBron James shoes, but he wanted these shoes. I
what?
can't stand them, but
Hey.
got it. Back to
Okay.
school. So
back to school, I was just like, hey, I just launched it on Instagram. I was like, if you guys want to, if you want to send me a brand new outfit, I'll get it to a teenager in your city. And so we didn't have anything lined up then either. And then a whole bunch of people said, sure, we'll do that. So
is
I
it
have
the wives that are doing this, or just people who follow prom
the
series?
wives.
Okay.
Well, that was my first lane. Like we just kind of went to the wives. So then I have 2 girls that work with me, prom series, and we just started again cold calling. We found an agency in every big league city. So we have 27 that we work with, and we would call these agencies and say, hey, do you have kids there in foster care that would love a brand new outfit for back to school? And their excitement when you make that phone
Oh my
call
gosh.
is they're like, yes.
It's a fun call to make.
Yeah, it was cool.
Did anyone say no?
No.
Yeah, of course not.
No. We have not heard a no yet for that.
So the back to school one, prom series started, 5 planned for 2020, and then you create this other component of prom series, the back to school event. All new clothes also, right?
All new clothes, yeah.
Mostly baseball player wives.
Baseball player
contributing,
wives contribute, yeah.
which I think is evolving, at least locally in Jacksonville.
It's definitely,
Yeah.
that was my first lane, and we've, because we added the guys like a team swagger to the outfits too, to kind of let the kids know where it was coming from. But now I'm expanding into,
Okay.
because we collect here locally in Jacksonville too. And that's just a bunch of moms that say yes.
Which
is awesome.
More stressful? Planning a prom series event or a back to school event?
If I'm being really honest, the back to school drive right now is kind of like it's kind of a machine at this point.
Okay.
Like this year, I felt like I was like, am I missing something? Because this year we had 18 teams across the MLB host their own events. So
They
like
ran it, operated it
everything.
themselves.
Yeah, all we did is not just me. We contacted the agency, and there's 2 options when we call. They either send us exact names of the kids in care, then like
Ages,
what they like. Like it's really sweet when they send like, I remember sometimes they'd be like white Crocs. And we're like, girl, we got you. We can get you a pair of white Crocs. That is cake. And then we get a little like what they want. And then, or they say, can you send us a closet? When they want a closet, they just want a plethora of different sizes. So when a kid enters foster care, they have somewhere to pull from to give them something. Because a lot of times they come with nothing.
Okay, so the back to school event. I'm selfishly, I'm gonna let's talk about me.
it.
I'm kidding.
Do it.
The one.
Oh, the
event
one here. Oh,
at
yeah,
your
yeah,
house.
yeah,
So
yeah,
again,
yeah.
the show is predominantly talking about stuff in Northeast Florida.
Yeah.
What Prom Series is doing is based out of Northeast Florida,
Right.
but you're all over the country,
Launching.
tied to Major League Baseball teams.
Yeah.
What year was that? Last year or the year before?
That was 21, wasn't it? Because
They all
Steph didn't
blur
go
together.
anywhere. We didn't go anywhere yet. So it was 2021. Yeah, it was the second one I ever did.
Hundreds,
Oh, it
maybe
was insane.
thousands of
Yeah.
shirts, pants, shoes, purses, backpack. I walked in, I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what
That's
I was
when we
walking up.
like
She said,
called
"Hey."
you in the middle.
Yeah, she goes,
of
hey,
it.
can you show up and help us load
Yeah.
boxes in
Yeah.
the truck? I'm like, yeah, sure, that'll take 20 minutes.
No.
It was like 3 hours.
Yeah, did really underestimated that.
But it was so cool.
Yeah.
Right? I remember we're labeling boxes. It was like Diamondbacks. 10 boxes
Yeah.
for the Diamondbacks of just brand
was
new,
crazy.
beautiful clothes for these girls that maybe wouldn't get it otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
Who else? I mean, again, there was Red Sox. Name a baseball
we had
team.
everybody. That
That was
year we
wild.
had all, we've had all 30. So donate. That year we probably had 27 teams
So
that we were sending out to.
Before we started recording, you
Yeah.
put numbers. I like numbers.
Okay, go.
The back to school event has
Yeah.
served how many kids?
Before I came in here, because you were asking me numbers before,
Yeah.
I was like texting the
Numbers
two girls. I'm
resonate.
like,
She's-
help me. I'm like, I don't know. They're thinking that we're easy over 2,500 kids.
So 2,500 kids.
Yeah, in 4 years.
You have directly or indirectly impacted. Something that matters to these girls in foster care that let's call it what it is. You're
Yeah.
at that age, you're impressionable. It's a tough way to
we
grow
just
up.
want you to feel seen and loved.
Yeah.
Like that's our goal. Like
I
we
like
just want
that.
we see you, we love you, and like you are so worth it.
I
That's
love
like
it.
really what we pour over them all the time. And
I
it's
see you, I like that.
yeah. We are definitely
I'm
we're
gonna say it
seen
to
and
my daughter
loved.
when I get home. By the way.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. This journey now. It's what year are we in? 23.
We're in 23.
Okay.
Yes.
What are you excited for in 24?
Okay, so this year we had all right, so we did the one with 2022 out in my yard. No, 21. In 22, we had two teams, the Mets and the Braves, brought in kids for the back to school event. And last year we had 5 teams bring in children in foster care, and they brought them to the field.
They're
In their own
okay.
stadium. So they went to, it was San Fran, San Diego, the Mariners, Atlanta, and the Royals in Kansas City. And they brought teenagers in, and like the treatment that these teenagers are getting, it's just,
magical,
it's magical.
contagious.
Like that will make me
Inspirational.
emotional when I see their faces, just like when they walk in the event and they don't really know what they're walking into. The teenagers have no idea. They just think they're coming to a baseball game, or like,
Yeah.
and that's exciting to them in itself. I mean,
Cool.
it's cool,
Yeah.
right? Like I loved going to them. But when they walk in and they literally look at you and they're like, "Is this for me? Did you do this for us?
yeah, this is just us.
This is just us."
Man, that's so
And this
cool.
just like the spread of food that they like. I love that kind of stuff. Like
The food.
the food and like letting them I'm like, go get more. Do you want more food? Like just go back.
quit,
Like you
can I
just
have
keep
seconds?
going. Yeah, like go.
You know,
But it's a thing though that I didn't.
what are the two
No.
when you host an event in any capacity? I'm
Yeah.
convinced the two most important things when hosting an event. What are they?
I would say food's number one.
Food's
to
number
me,
one.
100%.
And music.
Yeah.
Music matters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I
Yeah.
digress.
I get it.
All right, we got a couple minutes to the commercial break.
Okay.
Have to acknowledge
Yeah.
here in Jacksonville, love promoting the city. I love everything about the city. We have our flaws. Universities in
Oh,
Jacksonville.
come on. Which one's the best
Represent.
one, Eric?
University of
Which one?
North Florida, baby.
Oh,
Oh, swoop. Okay.
swoop.
Do the kids still say swoop?
I don't know.
One more thing that you
I just had them over last
You do
time, I
a
remember.
Bible study
I
with
do.
the UNF girls softball team.
Yes,
You
love
talk about
them.
giving back to the community.
Love them.
Super cool. I still say swoop. I don't know if they do or not. I think it's on their
I'm going
shirts
to
and
ask
stuff.
them. I'm going to text
I
them during this break. We're going to get an answer.
So, and your husband went to JU, right?
Yes.
Which college in Jacksonville is better?
I mean, I'm going to say.
Duh,
I mean,
the University of
hello,
North Florida.
North
I'm kidding. We love you, JU.
We do.
We love all the students you're putting
Found
out
my husband
there.
there. He's great.
But, you played softball there.
I did.
Were you competitive?
Of course.
Did you talk trash?
To Daniel, yeah. That's why we started dating.
I meant to the opposing
Oh.
teams.
Of course. That
Okay.
too, yes.
So-
All the above, check.
Let's talk about trash talk. When
Yeah.
when you're dating, you're talking trash to him about.
Oh, I could get him out. Yeah. I could totally strike him out. Now, today, I would be decapitated.
Were you a pitcher?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't.
yeah, I was a
I've
pitcher.
tried to do that underhand softball pitch.
Yeah.
I think it's still torn actually.
He actually came
but-
to watch my games back then. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's hysterical.
Hello.
Okay,
He was
what'd you
there.
study at UNF?
I don't know.
Education
of social sciences, 6 through 12, I think. A high school teacher.
Yeah.
And I taught English, so I didn't use it.
I studied
fine.
criminal justice, by the way, which has nothing to do with anything I've ever done.
Not what the hell.
That was after UNF. I got a degree from FSCJ too.
Okay, there you go.
But I loved it.
I like it.
That brought me to Jacksonville. Are you
Yeah.
from Jacksonville?
No, South Florida, Wellington.
That's right. You're 561 area.
Yes,
code, by
won't
the way.
change
Sorry.
it.
So came up here, played softball.
Yeah.
Met your now husband at the time.
Yep.
Interesting journey through marriage, life, kids, and starting prom series, which is what we're here to talk about. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
Thanks.
We got a couple minutes left.
Okay, yeah.
Before commercial break.
Go
What
ahead.
are you most proud of so far from prom series?
Is that funny?
That's a tough question.
Right? Okay. I'm most proud of when really this year seeing them bringing in teenagers to these games and like giving them these experiences. I think I'm the most proud of that. Like really being able to give an outlet for the wives in baseball and girlfriends to like show how generous they are and to these teenagers and to let them just really have that experience. I'm super proud of that.
It's special.
Yeah. Just super special. Like,
You wish you could bottle their reactions and like sell that bottle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If I could have just gotten the reaction when you see a kid believes
teenager,
a
too, like
teenager,
arguably the most impactful time of their
impressionable.
life.
Yeah. And I've worked with other nonprofits. We worked with Exodus Road, which was sex trafficking. And one of their major things is that they target kids and teens in foster care because no one's coming for them. And that thought, I have a really hard time with.
Yeah.
So to give them a night I know it's a night in general, but it's a night for them that they just get to be a teenager.
It's a special night.
They just get to be a teenager and be silly. And I watch them change. I've seen
Eat food and go back
so
for seconds.
much food. Yeah. And just like enjoy right now tonight. You have the most, and then you have these amazing, beautiful baseball women catering to you and being like, you're the coolest girl I've met tonight. And it's just been special. That's probably my favorite, most proud of.
I love that. How we doing on
Lane
time
that I've
here?
created.
Okay.
What
I
do we
like
got?
shout outs before we got 2 minutes of the commercial
2 minutes,
break.
okay.
Any shout outs? I always say, hi, Mom, I love you. Like,
Yeah.
Every single episode.
I like that.
Who's the
Hi,
partners?
Who's my, Sarah Waka,
Okay.
Cabernet Conforto.
Okay.
So they were in San Francisco and San Diego.
Still there?
Funniest thing, this is a fun fact. We have only
fun
hung
facts.
out, the three of us together, once.
Whoa. It's a
And
new-
did not hang out together in a room until after we had already probably pulled off 2 back to school drives. And I never met Sarah Walker in person.
That's a
Right? That's a
interesting
fun fact.
Yeah, no, that's the world's changed though. That's the thing.
I
I say
know.
the world is flatter now
Yeah.
than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Tori Murphy,
fact.
founder of Prom Series. Overall, I always forget. Can I say the A word or no? She's a badass, man. Tori's a badass. What she's doing, Prom Series, I'm telling you, look them up.
Love it.
Find ways to volunteer for you. It's just really, really unique and cool, and taking care of an age and right teenage girls that are overlooked or
Yeah.
not taken care of or
Yeah.
spoiled. Right?
Yeah. We just want to let them be seen for that.
Tori Murphy, Prom Series. That's What the Health Just Happened.
Boom.
All right, welcome back to the second half of What the Health Just Happened. If you missed the first half, you can find it on podcast. I don't even know, what is it? Apple, Spotify, iHeart, all the podcasts. We post these after it airs on the radio show. Thank you to the sponsors, Two Toll Benefits. That's my company, by the way. We're paying
I like
for
it.
this, by the way.
That's
doesn't
cool.
matter. Tori Murphy, Prom Series. Again, if you missed the first half, what she's doing for teenage girls in the foster system is magical. I think I've
Thank
seen
you. I
it.
like that.
I haven't been to an actual Prom Series event. Back to school is cool, but it's just very unique what you're doing. Very special. Attaching yourself to Major League Baseball teams. A lot of times the players' wives are running these events and contributing to it. Got to do some healthy or not healthy.
Oh, yeah.
I just enjoy this.
Like
It makes
this.
me laugh. Healthy or not healthy? The American foster care system.
Oh,
That's tough.
dang.
You could say both.
I guess I would say both.
Okay.
My journey in learning about it is wild. I will say that, but I have found good and I have found not good. Can I say that?
Yes, of course. You can say
okay,
whatever
so
you
I
want.
have found good and I have found not good.
You found healthy and unhealthy.
I have found both. Yes, I have found
Okay.
healthy and unhealthy. I actually had, here's a fun fact for one of the events.
Yes.
Is this wild? So we did an event with the Mets. The teens are coming in with their foster parents. All of a sudden, one foster parent and another foster teenager that did not arrive together to try to like paint the picture, they literally start running to each other. Run to each other, start hugging. Immediately, I'm like, what's happening here? I need to know. Pull like the foster mom aside. I said, how do you guys know each other? She's like, oh, that's my baby. I had her for 7 years. And then they pulled her, and I never thought I'd see her again. And they saw each other at the
I
event.
got chills. I've gotten chills a couple times. I'm a little emotional all the time, I suppose.
I was, yeah.
We'll go back to healthy or not healthy, maybe.
Yeah.
So this specific instance, New York Mets Stadium,
Yep.
father or mother?
Mother.
Mother sees teenage
Sees
daughter,
yeah.
and immediately they just, this emotional explosion of joy.
Screaming, hugging
because
each
she
other.
had this girl for 7 years,
7
and then the
years.
girl was transitioned
Pulled,
elsewhere. Yeah, see, we might have to do an episode on foster care.
And then dove into, I was like, what's the deal? Why'd she get pulled? Now the story is not, it's crazy. Like it's, when they're telling you that, you're like, wait, what?
I'm gonna mention a couple local companies here too
Yeah.
that I think immediately I'm like, how can we do some more events in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
One of which at the Jumbo Shrimp Stadium, I think, you know, the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
I think they'd be interested in doing this. They do a lot of really cool events when
Yeah.
they're in town. That'd be a
Right.
good one for Jacksonville.
They asked Daniel to play against them.
He told me that actually.
And he was like, no.
So the Savannah
did say no.
Bananas,
Sorry, bananas are great. They're really cool. But he was like, no.
The team, it's Savannah Bananas, the Party Animals. They just created a third team called the Firefighters, and they're opening a fourth team. So they're creating this own league of. It's not traditional baseball.
No, he was like, oh, no.
Daniel's a gamer. Like he's
Yeah, you know?
if you
it's
follow
serious.
baseball, you know who this man is.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple events here. Another one is Seamark Ranch. Have you heard of them?
Yes.
So great organization. Still working on getting Greg on the show who runs it.
Yeah.
But, like they would host a prom there. They've got
That'd
their
be the
own,
bomb.
Their own again.
That'd be great.
We'll catch up on that later.
Yeah, for sure.
Constantly go back to that.
Okay.
Okay, healthy or not
Love it.
healthy?
Okay, go.
How popular Crocs are right now?
Oh, healthy.
Really?
Yeah. My kids
You
wear
guys?
Crocs. It's
Everyone
easy.
wears Crocs. I think.
No woman looks good in Crocs.
Oh,
No. All right, so age limit.
Oh, man.
I think
Fair enough.
under.
they're so comfy and convenient. I'll say healthy.
I'm
Okay,
gonna say healthy.
healthy or unhealthy? Youth league sports parents.
Unhealthy.
I'm gonna agree.
Oh gosh.
Not all of them, but the two that are unhealthy just makes it unhealthy.
Do you know that I yelled at a baseball game? Like
At
at
a
the
parent?
coach. No. I couldn't stand the way the coach was talking to the kids.
Oh man.
And it came out of my body. It was like I was like, you should
like
yell
growled
more.
like a bear.
Yeah, I was like, you should keep yelling. It's not working.
Oh
And I
my
was
gosh.
like, I can't. And then I'm kind of like, Tori, you need to calm down. But like I've seen the big league players, so I'm like, you got time. Like he wasn't,
Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot of baseball, so sometimes I'm like,
Healthy or not healthy?
yeah.
These terms:
Go ahead.
sus, no
Oh.
cap, and bet. These are our kids say these all the time. Our kids are the same age.
age.
Really?
I love them.
No.
I love them.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I love them. Noah
Okay.
told me I was sus the other day.
Noah did.
And he's like, you're being sus. I was like, no, you're so cute. And he's like, you're being so sus.
So every time we hang out and
Love
play,
it.
obviously the boys are playing football and baseball and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
If I had $1 every time one of them said bet.
Oh, yeah.
bet,
Uh-huh.
We'd have a lot of money to donate to prom
Yes,
series.
we would.
Let's see here. Healthy or not healthy?
Mm-hmm.
Competition between husband and wife.
Healthy.
I say healthy.
Yeah.
Within reason.
Within reason. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're,
You got any healthy or not healthies?
I was trying to think of that before I came in.
You don't. Oh, I got one. Starbucks.
Go.
So she brought Starbucks.
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Healthy or not healthy? The tip button that is now created
Oh,
everywhere, like every location. It is not healthy.
Unhealthy. Okay,
I don't
fine.
like
I'll
it.
say that. I'll say that.
And
Yeah.
again, it's like
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
to
that's
support everyone. I think every business should succeed. Everyone should
Yes.
make a good living.
But then
the
it does make it awkward. It does make it awkward.
My phone's ringing. I said I got to answer
I
this.
was gonna say.
I'm not going to answer that.
No.
Okay. It's Case, by the way. I'll call him. We'll give you a shout out, Case. Back to prom series.
Yes.
So special moments that one, I love those stories. What's another
Yeah.
one that stands out?
That's my
to you?
favorite
Like,
stories.
You remember this?
Yeah,
and
I
you-
really have one from every single event. Like every single one that I loved. We did a really small prom event in Tampa, and it was this really cool agency that they had like almost bought like townhomes, like a village, like a whole community of townhomes. So in the center of it was like the clubhouse and the pool. So anybody who lived in there could come and use the pool. And so we had like 7 or 8 girls that were going to prom. We were actually getting them ready to go to prom. And
these are foster care.
yeah,
girls. Okay.
mhm. They were all in foster. Yeah. And so we were just using these restrooms that were by the pool. Now in the pool swimming, there was like 5 to 6 kids that lived in the community, and they were probably aged like 8 to 14, right? Or like 12. And they're boys and girls mixed, and they didn't know what was happening. They just came to go to the pool. And I'm not kidding you. The first teenager walks out of the bathroom, and she's in this blue sparkly gown, and these kids pop out of the pool, and they're like, "You guys, real life Cinderella just showed up to
Oh,
our
love it.
pool." And they were the best hype team.
They
If
had
I could hire them,
That's a good idea.
honestly,
Local hype teams.
they were so great.
But it was
They were
genuine.
like so genuine. And to see those girls be like so excited, and then they would like get it. They were like, more. So they would go swimming in the pool. And then when the girl was about to come out of the bathroom, I would go out there and be like, "Okay, the royal court, we need you." And they would run
it.
out of the pool, line up on the fence. And they literally were like, I mean, going crazy. They would just be like, "That's it, girl. Gold's your color." And then when they go back in the bathroom, some of the girls would be like, "No, the blue one was better." And I was like, "Yes, I love you. And they brought Quinn. I brought my 7-year-old daughter to the event, and they were like, "Can she come swimming with us? We'll watch her. We're really good at watching kids." And they did.
So every event you go to, do you
Yeah.
get to? It's a lot of work,
So much.
but you get to
is a lot of
enjoy
work.
it, right?
Oh, yeah. Once it starts and the teenagers get there, I don't care how it rolls. We're here.
That's a good opportunity to kind of plug this in.
Yeah.
So Trey, who does the camera work, he
Yeah.
pops on here sometimes too. Justin, thanks for doing all this stuff. These are
Yeah.
producer and camera guy, I guess we'll call you
Cool.
guys. I don't know. He asked specific brands, right? So
Yeah.
you obviously, there's certain brands that girls want and care, but
We will take any partnership. We haven't really right now. Kittenish is a big one that will partner with us. They send us tons of clothes. But
Kittenish?
Kittenish, Jesse James Decker. You know her? It's her brand.
Jesse James Decker.
Yeah, he was the football player.
Oh,
I think his name's Eric. Right? Yeah,
Eric Decker. Okay.
Eric Decker. Yeah, his
I
wife.
love-
She
Again,
is a
so
big clothing brand.
brands matter, but these girls,
Brands matter.
This is a great opportunity again to
Yeah.
promote brands. If you're doing these events, and-
Yeah, and all of it. Like I will. If you send me stuff, I get it to teens in foster
the
care.
peeps.
Yeah, I get it to the peeps. We get it right out. So we've had a
She
bunch
is
of
not
different.
sus.
No, not sus at all. We get them right out.
I don't know why that works.
I know, right? Because I had to be like, I just love like being around these kids.
Oh, I
and
love
non-sus. But yeah, if it's a brand, we accept and we get it right out. And some of these baseball women have brands and they send us stuff, which is cool. And then the kids in that area just love it because it's literally like,
They know it.
yeah, like Chelsea Freeman, like will send us Freddie Freeman's wife will send us so much stuff, and it's cool that like you get our stuff.
Prom series, right? The big events, back
Yeah.
to school stuff.
Yep.
Pajama Jam. That's what I'm calling it.
Pajama Jam, yeah. We're going to launch that too. We collect Christmas pajamas and we send them out to an agency that has a huge Christmas party, and the kids get to come up and pick out their pajamas and take them home. And it was a hit last year.
This is the agencies. This one's in California, right?
The one that I know has the party in California.
So
But as
you're-
many as we get, I'll launch them. So I need like
Yeah.
180 jams for that. That's my
180
total.
PJs just for this foster
that.
agency in
Yeah.
California, and it's very similar, right? It's not a prom dress, but it's still fun Christmas.
Brand
PJs.
new. It's just, hey,
When's
we see
that?
you.
So again, if you happen to catch this and you're not
Yes.
familiar with prom series,
Yeah.
donate Christmas pajamas.
Yep.
Holiday themed pajamas.
Holiday themed pajamas. Yep.
Who
And
doesn't
I will-
love holiday themed
right?
pajamas? By the way?
Everyone does.
I'll take
And
a pair
I
also,
think-
by the way, if you have a medium size men's
Right.
medium.
See? Because I think, they do the toy drives, but a lot of times we miss that like
Yep.
13 to 18 age group that like,
Oh,
we
It's-
love you too.
it's
like
an
we want to see you.
overlooked
Yeah.
age group for sure. Thinking of Jacksonville, you know what is in high demand right now in
Yeah.
Jacksonville? Socks and underwear.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. So it's just like basic stuff that's like, I feel like we sometimes I feel like we kind of try to get the extras, right? Like we try to give. I think being a foster parent is so difficult. Like I can't imagine, but I think being able to support them and the feedback I've gotten back from them getting these clothes, it's just like a little pick me up to get them to keep going. And I also feel like these nights that we host these events, like we always let the foster parents come and let them have a nice dinner and
They love it
just
also.
and just let them see their kid have a good time. Like especially the one locally, we do. Let's plug UNF again.
UNF, University of North Florida. Was that good or keep
Love
going?
it, love it, love it,
I'll do it all day.
all of it.
I love UNF.
So
Changed my life.
we host the prom event at UNF, and like we let the foster parents come and they all sit down together, and it's just been such a sweet time of like just fellowship and letting them see their kid have a good time.
Where
and
at
they
UNF?
watch
At the
their
Herbert
we
Center?
do it in the yeah.
That one building that's
Yeah.
off Kernan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where
We
every
do it
event
there.
is.
Yeah. We do it there, and like the moms will always come up and like give me a hug and just be like, it was so awesome to watch them like
So that's springtime.
just be loved on.
Nope.
Yeah. Every March is like a big month for us.
The date's not confirmed for 24.
No, I mean.
So technically it's Saturday.
Yeah.
That's when we're recording
Saturday.
this.
Yes.
It's Wednesday,
Yes.
by the way. This is pre-recorded. November 2023.
Yeah.
March 24
March
in
24.
at least Northeast Florida. If we're going to talk about this area specifically, there will be a prom series event in
Yes.
Jacksonville at the University of North Florida.
Yes.
The greatest college university in the world.
Yes.
I'm going to send them all these clips, by the way.
Yes. Love it.
So do you need volunteers? How can the community contribute to
Yeah.
this? Promote
We, for sure, we just need promotion. Every year, we sometimes have a hard time finding kids, which always cracks me up. I'm like, where are these kids? I want like to find them.
So the kids is one of the most difficult things to find.
So
The
that's what we're
foster
finding.
girls-
Sometimes,
okay.
yeah, like getting our information in the right hands. I think sometimes is what I have been finding is a struggle for me right now. It locally, I feel like
No, this is good.
across
we
the
didn't talk about
country
this.
it's been easier. Locally, it's harder for me to find teenagers that.
This is
But,
great.
yeah.
This is specific. This is almost
Yeah.
measurable. We can spread this information.
Yeah.
So local to Northeast Florida. When you're in, you mentioned it, Seattle, New York, Colorado, Denver, Colorado,
Yeah.
Phoenix, Arizona. These Major League Baseball stadiums. It's not difficult to find.
No.
But here in Jacksonville.
Here, I've had a hard time.
Okay, so that
I've
is
had
my
a
goal
hard
and mission.
time, and I've had it's been a
When you,
pushback of
is it-
sometimes, and I don't know, and I'm learning, like if we're being honest,
Yeah.
I think sometimes in those big league cities, I have the allure of the baseball game, right?
got
So
it.
that's what kind of brings you in.
You have to tie it to.
And I haven't been
event.
able to master that because like every year we'll have like 20 or so sign up. I mean, I don't know how many we had. Last year maybe we had 30, but like 15 will show up. Like it's getting them to get them dropped off. And sometimes like
Transportation or just
Yeah,
communicate
all of it. All of it. That's what I'm finding.
Go ahead, Tracy.
Go
You wanna
ahead.
say
Give
something?
me
a
something.
situation where someone could like donate to get the kids like a Uber,
Uber?
there?
We've
All of it.
Ubered.
Buses.
No, I've Ubered kids in and sent them home in Ubers.
But when they show up, maybe
Yeah.
they know or don't know, they show up and then it's well worth this time spent.
Yes.
Like no one's left them like, well,
Right.
that wasn't
Well, it was
worth my time.
horrible. But
Yeah.
it's getting the drop off. Yeah, we've done Uber. Secretly, I want to find somebody with a pink school bus.
a pink school bus.
Wouldn't that be so cool?
You hear that, Jacksonville? If you have a pink
Anyone
school bus
have a
or
pink
anywhere
school
in the state of
bus?
Florida,
Or
that's
just
a
a
great
bus,
idea.
and I'll paint it. Oh, yeah.
There might be a pink school bus.
I know.
You got me
Stephanie
thinking.
Knowles
No,
gave me that idea. She
I was
like
gonna
dropped
say.
a little seat. She's like, why don't you find a pink school bus? And I was like, what? I want a pink school bus to drop stuff off everywhere. That would be my
so
thing.
let me tell you what, we're going to go off topic here. I actually
Yeah.
want to buy. Do you know what
Tell
a
me.
Sprinter van is?
Yeah.
The Mercedes Sprinter
I
van.
mean, I technically need one.
I want to build one that's a
Okay.
podcast studio, so it's like mobile. So guests who can't come in.
That's such a
or
good
radio
idea.
show. Like Brandon
That's
on the
such
side.
a good idea.
There's a local company that builds these custom Sprinters. It's actually a cool company. Doesn't matter. So
I need to
pink
know
school
that
bus,
because I have 4 kids.
Sprinter van.
Yeah.
Sprinter.
I need a Sprinter
There
van.
we
If everyone wants to bring a friend somewhere, I need a bus. Yeah.
Give me another story. You
Okay,
know
another
one?
story.
I love
Yeah.
stories.
Let's
Prom
go.
series, Tori
Here-
Murphy, by the way, if you're just catching on now.
Yes. Here is a story. Okay. Sorry, on the spot now. I'm not thinking well.
Have you ever
ahead.
had
Sorry.
anyone attend and then volunteer to help? So like they
No.
attend once and then they
No.
'cause you got
Good
so
idea.
That, you shared that experience
Yeah.
and they get to help.
Yeah. No, I haven't had that yet. We've gone to Atlanta twice, and I think this is the unhealthy part of foster care.
Yeah.
We've worked with the same agency twice. It's like a home in Atlanta. And so within a year time span, only 2 kids were there for a year.
Oh.
So I had 13 the first year, and the second year they came back, there's only 2 repeat offenders. Not offenders.
Offenders.
That's not the right word. That's not the right word. Edit that. 2 repeat customers.
Because they left that
They're gone. So you don't know. And then, like, bad part of foster care, a girl was sitting there and her hair was different colors, like just different color browns, you know? And I said, hey, I like the way you have your hair done. And she was like, oh, yeah, I ran away mid getting my hair done. And I said, oh, why would you do that? And she just looked at me. She's like, I've been in really bad places. I've been in really bad foster homes.
Oh, man.
And you see, this is the real, which I really don't ever talk about. Yeah. You see how they handle things, and they're cut up everywhere. Like the scars on them.
Themselves or their caregivers? Yeah.
No, they cut
And look,
themselves.
I like talking about real stuff too.
I mean, I haven't talked about that ever of what
Physical
I see.
and mental abuse.
Yeah.
Cut. I mean, again, you can research it. These are well-known statistics in foster care is a lot of teens turn into cutters. You cut yourself for a variety of reasons.
Yeah. So you just see it. Like you see it, and I'm like, man. And then I see the moms, like they call them the house moms, and it's just, I don't know how they deal. Yeah. It's really, really tough. And I've seen girls, and I think this is why I love it so much. The one in Atlanta, I can tell you a story. She sat down and she kept saying, while she was getting her hair and makeup done, she's like, I feel so stupid. I look so stupid. I'm just stupid. I can't do this. So finally I walked over. I was like, listen, you say you're stupid again, you're out. I'm kicking you out of this event. She's like, you can't do that. I'm like, whose show do you think this is? I can kick you out. It's mine. I do this.
Did she change her attitude?
We stopped. And we became BFFs for the night.
Oh,
but it got her to stop. Yeah, like it got her to stop.
Attention and
yeah.
Like I think about
insecurity,
my own kids.
Yeah. And you just, tell someone to be like, yo, stop. And she did. I was like, we can't say that anymore in here. We're not allowed. And nobody can say that.
Have you ever kicked someone out of an event?
No. I don't have that much stones. They don't know that,
I'll
though.
say it, but I'm not going to do it.
I don't know where I was going to send her. But see, we just kind of roll with it. But it was interesting. And to hear her story, it's just...
That's the thing, too.
They're heavy.
The stories
are heavy. And after I do an event, they take a toll. And I feel like...
Emotionally drained and emotionally fulfilled. I'm guessing.
At the same exact time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the cup's full and the cup's empty.
Literally.
Oh.
And it takes me a minute to like process everything that you see. But I can't, like, it's wild because like rejuvenating. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the lane. And then you're tired at the same time. Sorry.
No, I told you we just got 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah.
High five.
I'm like, okay, I got this. And on that.
I lost my train of thought there. Thank you for that.
Sorry.
Dang it.
No.
So locally, right? Let's talk all of it. How do you, whoever hears this, if it's one person, if it's 10,000 people, it's not 10,000 people. I love you, Mom. Thanks for listening. Yeah. How do they help? How do they get back?
Help?
How do they contribute? How do they get more involved?
So we are super like social media heavy. Yeah. Like we are, Instagram is
Facebook,
our. I don't even go to. Yeah,
I am horrible.
I know
on social media, minus LinkedIn, which I don't think you're on. That's where I post all my stuff.
I know, which Instagram. I need to get better at that. Instagram
TikTok?
Is really like man. I am just a one lane. And eventually we'll get to other things, but right now I'm a little tired. But we are really, really heavy on Instagram. So if you DM, if you email us, like that is the way that we work.
Okay.
And then promseries.org is our website.
I had the...
but I was joking with you. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to edit our mission statement.
You did. We talked earlier. I like to have a little prep call before. She goes, I haven't been on the website in a while. Which again, it's the similarities between us and how we do certain things.
Yeah, like how many times you've lost your wallet? Steph and I talk about it a lot.
My phone's even worse.
Yep.
I've spent thousands of dollars on new phones. Same. So nationwide, you're working with Major League Baseball teams, have been to some really cool places. Mm-hmm. The wives do the bulk of the work outside of Northeast Florida.
Yep.
Which is so cool. I think that's incredible.
Oh, it's magical. They are really
local
really
here
magical.
to Northeast Florida. How can we help? I think the biggest thing that I hear is finding girls for these events?
Finding girls for
What's
these
the
events.
most girls you've had in an event in Jacksonville?
Your wife would know this better than I would. See, she's my numbers girl. Like totally honest. I think last year we had 19. The year
So-
before, I think we had 15.
Okay, listen to me. If we don't have 40 teenage girls
Yeah.
in foster system this year, I feel
Yeah.
like a failure. I want to be part of this.
Okay,
I want to
we got
contribute.
this.
How do we?
Let's do it.
How do we find?
I think we
contribute
just
to that?
find it. I think when it rolls around to like the new year, it's just going to be really heavy into finding them on Instagram, finding their right lane to like launch out the sign up sheets and the emails and all these things. That's what I miss sometimes. I feel like that's where my struggle is they have to sign up on Google and some people say it's good, bad, or, that's
like
where
it-
we're fine tuning. I mean, we're learning.
anything.
It really is. And it's been really fun to kind of like learn as we go. Because now my back to school drive, it's like, not that it runs itself, but somebody asked me, they're like, what are you running towards right now? I'm like, I don't know. Like it just worked this year. And I felt like it was just planned. So now
That's good.
it was
That's a good
it's
thing to
really, it's
happen.
not a bad thing. It just was like, now we're going to find our next.
Yeah, I love
Lane.
Jacksonville, Northeast Florida.
Yeah,
but
me too.
To have a really cool event here,
Yeah.
supporting prom series, I think would be pretty.
It's been
special.
fun. Yeah.
'Cause
And the women here that support me, like we've done here locally, just moms, we've probably blessed and served over 100 kids back to school drive.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
your
pretty
mom got
cool.
so much stuff. She donated.
My mom.
Your mom.
Oh yeah, hi mom. Oh,
Yeah,
I
hi,
love saying
Mom.
that
Yeah,
every time she listens.
Yeah. And we've just, to see their hearts just open up for it, it's really is something special. Like they definitely go above and beyond to think of it as their own child. And I think that's what's really special.
Any
when they're
last things to
shopping.
add before we close it up here?
No.
The time is
Thank
over.
you. Yeah, it is over. I would just say find us on Instagram or check us out on our website.
Prom series. I'm going to say it over and over.
Yes.
Incredible organization
Thank
started
you.
by Tori Murphy. I'm proud of you, honestly.
Thanks.
I'm
Thank
glad
you.
I consider you a friend. I'm glad
Yeah,
that
same.
our kids hang out. I think
Same.
your husband's a pretty cool guy as well.
I like 'em.
Love you too, Steph.
Uh-huh.
But what you're doing in
Yes.
prom series it's making a difference.
Thank you. Yeah.
However many kids show up. So
Yeah.
let's get more kids out there. Let's get more families
Let's
to
do it.
contribute. And I'm here to help.
I love it.
Tori
Thank you.
Murphy, prom series. That is what the health just happened.
Boom.